What's up YouTube, this is Dennis Panuta for tutorialsEU/Android. In this video you are going to learn how to install Android Studio on your Windows 10 machine, and we're going to use Android Studio for building a bunch of applications on this channel, so definitely hit the like and subscribe button if you don't want to miss out. And we are going to start by installing it in this video, and in the next one we're looking at the user interface of what's up, and we're going to build our first application there. So let's get started. You can just go to Google and search for Android Studio Archive, and you will find this page here. Just click on it. You see it's under Studio Archive. That's where it's going to send us. And I don't want to install the latest version of Android Studio because that will change constantly. And I want you to have the exact same Android Studio version that I'm using in the videos, because this will reduce confusion and it will make the learning process for you a lot smoother and a lot more enjoyable, which is very important to me. So let's go ahead and scroll through this page here. You can of course read through the terms and conditions, and you should, because well, you agree to them with this button here, which you need to click on in order to get to the downloads themselves. So here is an overview of the different versions of Android Studio, and you can see there are a bunch of them. So Bumblebee is the one being currently developed, but it's in an alpha phase, or maybe beta, you could say. The Canary version here is 11 at the point of recording, but we're not going to use that. We're going to use Arctic Fox, which allows us to create Android 12 applications, which is what we want to do. And even if you're watching this course at the point when Android 13 or 14 or whatever is out, no worries. The basics will stay the same, and the changes with each version, they don't really make that much of a difference for us developers in the sense of what we need to develop, because most of the time the features that we're going to use are features that are pretty old and they have been available in older versions of Android already, which is very important, because if you look at it, the devices that currently support Android 11 even are super limited. So even though Android 12 is coming out now, not all devices have the latest version of Android 11. So that's really something that you have to take into consideration, because what you want to achieve is that your application will be able to run on as many devices as possible. And we're going to see a little on that in the next video as well. So here, let's go ahead and install this version, because that's the one that we're going to use, the Android Studio Arctic Fox 2020.3.1 patch 2. So it came out on September 1st, 2021. And that's the one that we're going to use throughout the entire course, which is why it's really important for you to use this version as well. Otherwise, things might look slightly differently, or they will not work exactly the same, and so forth. And this will really diminish your enjoyment, and that's not something we want. And especially as a beginner, for you, all of these extra features that will come out with new versions, they will not be relevant for you. They will be relevant once you are an advanced developer, and this will take you to basically finish the course first in order to get there. Okay, so once you're done with the course, you will be an advanced developer, and at that point you will be confident enough to get started with new versions and discover new features and stuff. Okay, so once you click on this, you see that this pops up here. So the installers, the zip files, and so forth. As I'm using a Windows PC here, I'm going to use this Windows X installer, which makes it easier for me. Of course, you can also use the zip file and then extract it and then use the installer from there and so forth. But I'm just going to use this exe file. So just click on this file and then save this file. By the way, if you're using a different operating system, accordingly you would of course download them from here. So if you have a Mac with an Intel CPU, use this one. If you have an M1, M1X, M2 or whatever processor, then the Apple Silicon version will be the right one for you. And finally, if you're using Linux, of course, use this downloadable right here. Quick pause. So you're learning something about Android in this video, and I hope you enjoy it. If you want to learn everything that you need to know to become a real Android developer, then definitely check out my Android Masterclass, because in this course, you're going to build a bunch of great applications along your journey to becoming an Android developer. First, you're going to learn the Kotlin basics. Then you're going to learn to build one app after another. And while you do that, you get a bunch of demos which will really dig deep into the concepts, as well as presentations which will help you to understand what you're learning. So don't miss out and get the course right now. You can find the link in the description below. Okay, so once you have this exe file on your PC, just double click on it and start the installation process. Android Studio Setup will then open up and you can just click next. And here, by the way, I will keep the Android virtual device active because I want to use an emulator on the PC, so it's easier for me to record. But if you want to test only on your actual phone, you can of course not install that if space is an issue on your PC. But I really would recommend to install the Android virtual device because I will also show you some neat little tricks with it later on in the course. So then click next to install it, select where you want to store it. I'm going to keep the default settings here and click next again. Then if you want to add it to your start menu, just click install once you're ready. Okay, so once that is done, click on next and then you can start Android Studio. So let's do that real quick. You can see this beautiful box pops up. So in order to record this, I installed everything that had to do with Android Studio from my PC, but it seems like it didn't show me this first screen where I could select the colors that I want to have. So in case you want to use a different theme, you can do so. And I'm also going to use a different theme. And you can go through the settings that will appear before that. So once you're done with that, you can just see this screen here. Welcome to Android Studio. So once I'm at this point, I want to customize my Android Studio a little bit. So here you can use a different color theme. So you can see it's this IntelliJ Light theme that is currently used, but I want to use the Darkula theme, which will make things a little darker. And then also you can change the IDE font, which means the size of the text on the Android Studio software. And then in the editor itself, so the code, you can change that here in order to make the code bigger or smaller. But that is something you can change anytime in your Android Studio project. Okay, so we're going to get back to this point in the next video where we're going to create our first project.